Hello, and welcome to another episode of Brettcast Gaming Talk. So this will be a little bit different from my usual Gaming Talk videos, as this will contain 3 personal stories about experiences I had with video games when I was much younger. These games and more so games series I will be talking about are Pokemon Emerald, the Monster Hunter series, and the Legend of Zelda series. Now these are not negative experiences, as they're just, well, you'll find out. Some of this may get really inspecific because I have a hard time remembering every small detail about things like 10 years ago, so bear with me. First, I will start with Pokemon Emerald. So, you may not know that when I got Pokemon Sun several months ago, it was the first Pokemon game I've played since I was like 9 or 10. When I was 9 or 10, those were my days of playing games on my Game Boy Advance SP. And the neighbor kids down the road, who I was good friends with at the time, had a copy of Pokemon Emerald they no longer wanted. They had a garage sale one day, and I go to pick up. Well, they just gave me the games for free since we were very close, and I ended up taking Pokemon Emerald. One day I decided to play it, so I popped that green color cartridge into my SP. Now, my 10-year-old self, never having played a Pokemon game, I was not prepared for this at all. Nothing bad happened, but I remember just like walking around the starting town and not knowing what to do, and I tried on several occasions to figure it out, but I couldn't. And I didn't have the luxury of looking it up online, and I didn't have anyone else to help me. So my 10-year-old self just gave up and let the game collect dust. No, I don't still have the game or my SP, but it's funny how time has changed and now I own 3 Pokemon games, Sun, Y, and Alpha Sapphire, and have beaten the story on all of them. Next one is about the Monster Hunter series, or more precisely, the game Monster Hunter Freedom Unite for the PlayStation Portable. So this takes place in my PSP days, which was when I was 13 or 14, somewhere in there. Originally, the PSP was my brother's, but he barely played the thing, and when I told him I wanted it, he sold it to me for like $20. No games, just the system, memory card, charger, and case. When I got it, I mainly played Lego games, SOCOM, Siphon Filter, I don't think that's right, but I don't know. Wipeout and Medal of Honor Heroes, the first one. But this was the point when I was looking to get into role-playing games. My home console at the time was PS3, and I was still restricted by my parents that I could only play games with the highest ESRB rating of T for teen since I was a teen. Anyway, I wanted to try an RPG game, and I remember seeing this Monster Hunter game, and it looked interesting enough, so I bought it. When I played it, I remember doing all the tutorial stuff and then just like not knowing what to do next. Like I was used to being told, go here, do this. And the game has quests, but I didn't know that I was supposed to walk around and ask for quests or just go out into the world and fight monsters. My 13-year-old self got frustrated and mad and ended up taking the game back, stating that it was too hard for me to do. All these years later, I still have not returned to playing Monster Hunter as I only have my PC in terms of a console, which I have seen that Monster Hunter World is coming to PC, and my 3DS, which has Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, 4 Ultimate, Monster Hunter Stories, and Generations. So when I want to return to try Monster Hunter again, I have 4 options. And now the last one was a little bit after my PSP days when I went and got myself another Nintendo DS Lite. I didn't have much to play besides Lego games as I didn't have a job or money. So as much as I wanted New Super Mario Bros., $35 was not coming out of my pocket anytime soon. But on one day, probably birthday, since that's when I had like the most money out of any time in the entire year, I asked my mom to go to my local GameStop, and I was looking for something new. So when I was looking, I saw The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. And I heard that the Legend of Zelda series was really good, so I decided to try it. Things my teenage self didn't understand and didn't like, and sometimes I still don't like in games today, is puzzles. Now, I know that any Zelda fan would be like, obviously it's got puzzles, it's a Zelda game after all. Well, I never played a game that had complex puzzles in my eyes. I mean, the puzzles in Lego games are super easy, so playing a puzzle in a Zelda game seems a lot more complex. My teenage self wanted more combat and less puzzles and dungeons, which is what Zelda series is known for. Now, I made it through like the first temple, the water one, I believe, before I started to hate the game because after this I couldn't figure out how to get to the next temple, so I just gave up on the game, and thus my image of all Zelda games became tarnished from this one game. Still to this day, I avoid games with complex puzzles, with the exception of Portal, but that gets easier over time, anyways. And big boss fights. To this day, I've not really come back to the Zelda series, though my girlfriend had me play a bit of Skyward Sword with her pretty much guiding me through all the puzzles and boss battles. And those are the three really memorable experiences I had with games when I was younger. I realized that all of these were just me getting lost, confused, angered, and frustrated with a heavy amount of giving up on the game and never touching them again unless it was Pokemon or possibly Monster Hunter. That's just how I was when I was younger, and that shaped what I look at in a game before I buy it. That's all I have to say. So, if you have a question about anything here, leave a comment below. As always, thanks for listening and goodbye.